Hello students. So this is Dr. Amit Parihast and today we are talking about the admission of our partners. So let's begin with the admission of a partner. So first of all, we like to talk about the definition of the admission of a partners. So as per the section 31 of the Indian Partnership Act 1932, our new partners can be admitted into the firm with the consent of all the partners. When a new partner is admitted, the existing partners agreement comes to an end and a new agreement comes into the effect. This is called reconstitution of partnership. First of all, so this is as per the section 31 of the Indian Partnership Act. Whenever a new partner admit, so basically this can only be happen with the mutual consent of all the partners. So mutual consent is basically required so far as the admission of a new partner is concerned. Second thing is, whenever a new partner is being a part of the organization, so everything is going to be changed. Like first of all, it directly affect your partnership deed. Partnership deed में पहले just take an example, A and B were the partners. Now suppose since the entering of the C into the partnership firm, C is also part of the organization. So various things is going to be changed. So that is the reason why it is also called reconstitution of partnership. So we can only admit the partner with the mutual consent of all the partners. Let's take an example. Suppose, I like to take an example for the same. Suppose A, B, C were the three partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. D wants to be a part of the organization for 1/6 share, for which A and B is agreed, but C is not. So in a general language, we can say that since there is a majority of the partners are saying that D can be a part of the organization, but since C is not saying, so D is not going to be a part of the organization. So what is the required here? The factor required here is mutual consent of the partners. This is the main thing. Whenever a new partner is admitted, so this is going to be happen only the mutual consent of all the partners. Now, what are the rights he is going to have and what are the liabilities he is supposed to bear? So, whenever a new partner is admitted into the firm, he gets two rights: right to share in assets, right to share in assets and right to share in future profit. And what kind of liabilities he is supposed to bear? Suppose if the firm is having the loss after admission of a new partner, so definitely that loss has to be borne by the new partner also. Along with the old partner, he also has to bear the same amount of loss. The next one is, what are the effects of the partners? So whenever a partner is going to be a part of the organization, I mean, I'm talking about the new partner. Whenever a new partner is a part of the organization, so first of all, these things happen. First, new partnership comes into the existence. What does it mean? It's really simple, that A, B, C, as per the example, A, B, C were the partners. Now D wants to be a part of the organization. So definitely the ratio is going to be changed. So new partnership comes into the existence. Old partnership comes to an end and new partnership comes into the picture. Next one is, old partnership comes to an end. Yes. New partners is entitled to share the future profit of the firm. The combined share of old partner get reduced. Obviously, new partners contributes an agreed amount towards the capital of the firm. Goodwill has to be valued. Again, incoming partner is entitled to the right to share in the assets. Adjustment has to be made against the accumulated profits and reserves and accumulated losses, and if required, so capital adjustments will also be a part of the thing. And we have to also consider, we have to also record the decrease and increase in the value of your assets and liabilities. So these are the effects happen whenever a new partner is a part of the organization. So ये हम सबको करना है अभी. So first of all, I like to start with the calculation of new profit and loss ratio, adjustment to be made at the time of admission. So first, calculation of new profit sharing ratio. Second, treatment of goodwill. Third, treatment of accumulated profits and reserves, revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities, adjustment of partners capital account, preparation of cash and bank balance, and preparation of balance sheet. So we like to start with the calculation of new profit and loss sharing ratio. So as I mentioned that whenever a new partner is a part of the organization, so definitely a new arrangement has to be made. The existing partner basically, not continuing, existing partner basically, he loses something and the new partner is gaining something. So let's talk about this first before starting this. Suppose, just take an example, A and B is having the two partners and they are having the share of 3:2. C is joining the firm for say 1/5 share. So if you could convert this thing in the percentage, so it means earlier A used to have 60% of the total share and B used to have 40% of the total share. Now C is going to come for 20% of the share. Let's take a basic example that 20% he is supposed to get 10% from A and 10% from B. So now if you can easily notice that earlier A used to have 60%, now he comes down to, after giving 10%, now he comes down to 50% of the total share. So far as B is concerned, earlier he used to have 40%, now after providing 10% to C, he comes down to 30%. And now in this way we can accommodate C for 20%. So definitely you find that after admission of a new partner, the existing, old partners are reduce their shares. So now we are talking about calculation of new profit sharing ratio after the admission of a new partner. So whenever a new partner is being a part of the organization, so definitely the existing partner, here you can easily notice that they are declining. So in order to calculate the new ratio, the formula would be old ratio minus sacrificing ratio. In order to calculate the new ratio, the formula is old ratio minus sacrificing ratio. You must have noticed in the case of A and B respectively. A is having 60% as the old share. Now after contributing 10% to C, he comes down to 50%. Similarly happened with B also. B is earlier having 40% of the share. Now after contributing 10% in favor of C, he comes down to 30%. So in order to ascertain the new ratio, what thing we have applied? The old ratio is 60% and the sacrificing one is 10%. So in order to ascertain the new ratio, the formula would be old minus sacrificing. But we can make it more simpler also. In order to remember this, we have to learn one thing that is called song. Now what does it mean? S for sacrificing, while calculating the sacrificing ratio, the formula would be old minus new. So we can easily derive three formula from here. So what did I say? In order to ascertain the sacrificing ratio, the formula would be old minus new. Or we can say, in order to ascertain the new ratio, we can say old minus sacrificing, like this. And also we can say that in order to have the old share, the formula would be new plus sacrificing, that becomes the old share. So you must remember these three options. Like in order to ascertain the sacrificing ratio, the formula would be old ratio minus new ratio. And in order to ascertain the new ratio, the formula is old minus sacrificing ratio. And sometimes they can also ask you in the exam that in order to ascertain the old share, the formula would be new plus sacrificing. I hope you understand this. Now let's talk about the next step. So basically here I am discussing few cases, few important cases or few basic cases you can say, in order to ascertain the calculation of new profit and loss sharing ratio. So basically I have split it into a different segment, like different cases. The first case would be when the question is silent. When the question is silent. So here I have taken an example that A and B are the two partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 2:1. C wants to be part of the organization now. C is admitting for 1/4 share. Find the new profit and loss sharing ratio. Now why I said this question is silent? So basically, so far as the silent term is concerned, suppose A and B is having a share of 2:1 and C is joining the firm for 1/4 share. And if nothing is stated that how much A is going to contribute in favor of C and how much B is going to contribute in favor of C, it means the question is silent. If nothing is stated that how much the old partner is going to contribute in favor of the new partner, it means the question is silent. So how to deal with this? So basically let the total share be 1. Let the total share be 1. So 1 minus 1/4. Basically C is coming for 1/4 share. So the total share is 1 and minus 1/4. So this remaining share now belongs to A and B. Remaining share now belongs to A and B. So the remaining share would be how much? 3 by 4. Now this share belongs to A and B. So A new share equals to, A is going to have 2/3 of the remaining share, that is 3 by 4. B is going to have 1/3 of 3 by 4, and C share, as you know, that is 1 by 4. So basically we find that A share is 6 by 12, B share is 3 by 12, and C share is going to be 3 by 12. So now the new PSR, the new profit and loss ratio between A, B and C would be 6:3:3, that is 2:1:1. And one more thing which is important, whenever the question is silent, I have already said, how can you consider that the question is silent? Whenever it is not given that how much the old partner is going to contribute in favor of the new partner, it means the question is silent. So whenever the question is silent, so old share becomes the sacrificing share. Old share is equals to sacrificing share. Now, what I mean to say is, the old share, I mean A and B is having the share of 2:1. And I mentioned that whenever the question is silent, so this is the sacrificing ratio also, that is 2:1. Now we can simply calculate. Old share we already have, and now in order to ascertain the sacrificing ratio, the formula would be old share minus new share. So basically old share of A was 2 by 3, and new share of A is 2 by 4. Similarly, B's old share was 1 by 3 and new share is 1 by 4. New share we have just now calculated, right? So if you could simplify this, so this should be 2 by 12. If you could again simplify this, so here you can easily notice that while calculating the sacrificing ratio, this is also 2:1. So we can say whenever the question is silent, so old share becomes your sacrificing share. I hope you understand. Now moving to the next case. Now the next question is when from is given. From means, I can say in Hindi, from means say. Say means the sign of subtraction. जब भी from given होता है, इसका मतलब है say. Say का मतलब क्या था? The sign of subtraction. Now it is given in the question that A and B were the two partners. Their profit and loss ratio were 3:2. Now C is joining the firm for 1/5 share, and while joining the firm, he gets 1/10 from A and 1/10 from B. So I'll just take the question here. A and B were the two partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. C joining the firm for say 1/5 share, it is given, and now he is getting 1/10 from A and 1/10 from B. So now we can easily apply the formula in order to ascertain the new ratio. You know that the formula is old minus sacrificing. So in order to ascertain the A's new share, the formula would be 3 by 5 minus 1 by 10. So you can just calculate 6 minus 1. So this should be 5 by 10. B's new share equals to 2 by 5 minus 1 by 10. So this is 10, 4 minus 1. So this should be 3 by 10. Now C share. C share can be calculated by the way of 2. You can sum up what he is getting from A and what he is getting from B. I mean this and this should be summed up. So the value would be 2 by 10, or else what you can do is he is joining the firm for 1/5 share. So in order to equalize, you need to multiply 2 by 2. So this should be also 2 by 10. 2 by 10. So now the new ratio would be, new ratio between A, B and C would be 5 is to 3 is to 2. And in this condition, if you could find the sacrificing ratio, that is also very simple, because C is joining them for 1/5 share. If you could convert this thing in the percentage, so it means he is joining the firm for 20%. And he is getting 1/10, I mean 10% from A and 10% from B. So basically the sacrificing ratio between A and B is equal, because equally they are providing to C. I hope you understand. Now the third condition is when off is given. So in Bodmer's, off means the sign of multiplication. When off is given, so here I have taken in a question and C's share is not defined. In this question you find C's share is not defined. What is the question? So basically the question is A and B were the two partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. C is joining the firm, but his share is not defined. His share is not defined. But it is given in the further statement that A is going to contribute 1/4 of his share. So we need to concentrate on this, of his share in favor of C. And B is going to contribute 1/5 of his share in favor of C. Find the new PSR. So again we can apply the same formula, that is, in order to ascertain the new ratio, the formula would be old minus sacrificing. Now first of all we need to find the sacrificing part, that A is going to sacrifice 1/4 of his share. So 1/4 of his share, that is 3/5, it should be 3/20. So far as the B is concerned, B is sacrificing 1/5 of his share, so that is 1/5 of 2/5, so it should be 2/25. So in order to ascertain the A's new share, I can take A's old share as 3/5, it is already given there, and he has sacrificed 3/20. So if you could simplify this, you will find A's new share. So it should be 12 minus 3, so that should be how much? 9/20. Similarly, we can calculate for B also. So it should be 2/5 minus 2/25. So this is 25. 2 5s are 10 minus 2. So that should be how much? 8/25. Now how can we calculate the C share? Since the C share is not defined in the question, so whatever he received from A and whatever he received from B, if you could combine both, so you'll come to know what the C's का new share. So that is 3/20 plus 2/25. So we can simplify this. The LCM would be say 100. So 25s are 3 5s are 15 and 25 4s are, so 2 4s are 8. So it should be how much? 23/100. Let's simplify on the basis of C. Let's simplify A, B, C also. So 9/20, 8/25 and 23/100. So if you could equalize all the thing, all the partners, so here we have to multiply A by 5/5, or for B it should be 4/4. So now it should be 45 is to 32 is to 23. This is your new profit and loss sharing ratio. So whenever the question, whenever off is given, so it simply means that there is a sign of multiplication. So you can calculate the sacrificing ratio of the partner, I mean whatever the partner is being sacrificed, by multiplying it. In from, we just directly need to subtract. Now moving to the next. When the future profit and loss sharing ratio of the partners are given. When the future and profit and loss sharing ratio of the partners are given. So I have taken an example that A, B, C and D were the 4 partners having a share of 36 is to 24 is to 20 is to 20. Now they are going to admit E into the partnership firm for 20 paisa in a rupee, and after joining of E, they will decide to share in the future in the ratio of 3:4:2:1. Now let's understand the question. So basically A, B, C, D were the 4 partners having a share of 36 is to 24 is to 20 is to 20. So what is the name of the topic? When the future profit and loss sharing ratio is given. So let's experience this. See, E is coming for 20 paisa in a rupee. As we know, there are 100 paisa in rupee. So 20 paisa refers to simply 1/5. 1/5 of 100 paisa. 1 rupee, I mean. After joining of E for 1/5 share, they will decide. So we have already admitted E into the partnership firm. Now who's going to decide? Definitely A, B, C, D will decide to share in the future in the ratio of 3:4:2:1. This is the ratio. So it means here the old ratio doesn't have any use. Doesn't have any use because we have already admitted E into the partnership firm, and whatever the remaining share we have, it is mutually agreed between A, B, C and D. They are going to share in the ratio of 3:4:2:1. So let's solve this question. So in this question we have to do let the total share be 1. So after giving 1/5 share to E, the remaining share comes out to be like 4/5. Now this remaining share will be given to A, B, C and D in the ratio of 3:4:2:1. It means 3/10 given to A, 4/10 given to B, 2/10 given to C and 1/10 given to D. Let's calculate. So basically A's new share equals to 3/10 of the remaining share, that is 4/5. So it means 12/50. Now B's new share equals to, so this should be 4/10 of 4/5. So it means 16/50. So C's new share equals to 2/10 of 4/5. So it should be how much? 8/50. So D's share equals to, D's new share equals to, it should be 1/10 of 4/5. So it should be 4/50. And now E's share would be 1/5 actually, 1/5 into 10/10. So this should be 10/50. So the new PSR between A is to B is to C is to D is to E is 12 is to 16 is to 8 is to 4 is to 10. If you could simplify this, so 6 is to 8 is to 4 is to 2 is to 5. So this is the new PSR between A, B, C and A, B, C, D and E. I hope you understand this. Next question. When one of the existing old partners wanted to retain his original share, then how can you calculate the new profit and loss sharing ratio? As I have taken an example that ABC were the three partners having a share of 4:3:2 and they have admitted D into the partnership firm for 1/9 share. And A wanted to retain his original share, for which B and C are agreed. Find the new profit and loss sharing ratio. So basically A is not willing to change his old share, that is 4/9. So what is the question means basically? So A, B, C is having a share of 4:3:2. D wants to be a part of the organization for 1/9 share. And A would like to retain his original share. So how can you calculate the new profit and loss sharing ratio? It means B and C are only sacrificing, right? So how to calculate this? So let the total share be 1. In the previous questions, in the first question I can say, we can subtract only the new partner share from the total share. But since A is also going to have the same amount what he is having earlier, so here we need to subtract 1/9 of D and 4/9 of A also. So after this you will get 4/9 as the remaining share. Now this 4/9 belongs to B and C. So they are going to have the share So B's new share would be 3 by 5 of the remaining share 4 by 9. So that is 12 by 45. Now C's new share equals to 2 by 5 of 4 by 9 equals to 8 by 45. So let's simplify this now. So A is to B is to C is to D. So A is having the original share, that is 4 by 9. B is 12 by 45 as we have calculated. C is having 8 by 45 as we have calculated. And D is joining them for 1 by 9 share. So let's equalize all of them. So basically A should be multiplied with 5 by 5, and here also you can do the same. So if you could calculate, so the new ratio between A, B, C, D would be 20 is to 12 is to 8 is to 5. So this would be the new profit and loss sharing ratio between A, B, C and D. And if you'd like to talk about the sacrificing ratio, so sacrificing would be B and C in the ratio of 3:2. Why? Because A would like to retain his original share, so he is not a sacrificing partner. So only the B and C has sacrificed for D's share. So the sacrificing ratio must be 3:2. I hope you understand. Now moving to the next question. When the new partner gets his entire share from only one partner. I have taken an example that A, B and C were the three partners having a share of 5:3:2. They admitted D into the partnership firm for 1/10 share, and D gets entire share from A. Find the new profit and loss sharing ratio. Let's find it out. So this is a very simple question. A, B, C were the three partners having a share of 5:3:2. Now D is joining them for 1/10 share. And it is mentioned, and they are mutually agreed on this, that D gets entire of his share from A only. So A's new share equals to, again we apply the same thing, old share minus sacrificing. So A's old share was 5 by 10 and he sacrificed here 1 by 10. So now his new share would be 4 by 10. B's new share, actually there is no change in the B's share, is still same, that is 3 by 10. C's share is still not change, that is 2 by 10. And we have accommodated D's for 1/10 share. So in this question, it is very clear that suppose if in this question they ask you that what is the sacrificing ratio, so definitely the entire share, since he is getting from A only, so A is only the sacrificing partner, equals to the share of D. I hope you understand. This is a very simple question we discussed. Now, case 7. So this is the combination of from and of. I mean the second question and third question I have just mixed it. So when two partners are joining, an of and from mixed example I have mentioned this. So actually A and B were the two partners, and A and B are the two partners having a share of 3:2. They have admitted C and D as a new partner, and A has given 1/4 of his share, and C and B has given 1/5 to C, and B has given 1/5 from his share to D. So it's really simple. See, here you can notice that 1/4 of, and here you can notice 1/5 from, 1/5 from. So actually the question is that A and B were the two partners having a share of 3:2. Now C is going to join, and A has contributed 1/4 of his share in favor of C, and B has given his share to D. So he has given 1/5. I mean D has received 1/5 from B. So if you could calculate the A's new share, it should be again old share minus sacrificing share. So 3 by 5 minus he has sacrificed 1/4 of his share, that is 3 by 5. If you could talk about the B's new share, that is 2 by 5, and he has contributed 1 by 5 to D. Now C's share is very simple, whatever he has received from A, that is his new share, that is 1/4 of 3 by 5. So that is 3 by 20. And D share is 1 by 5 only. So now let's calculate this. So here you can easily notice that our LCM is 20. So 12 minus 3, so that should be how much? 9 by 20. And here it should be 4, it should be 1 by 5. And C is having a share of 3 by 20 only, so let's equalize this. So here we can equalize A, B, C and D. So A's share was 9 by 20, B's share was 1 by 5 after giving 1/5 to D. And C's share is 3 by 20 and D's share is 1 by 5. Let's equalize them. So it should be not, it is not multiplied by anything. It should be multiplied with 4. It is also multiplied with 4. So here you can see 9 is to 4 is to 3 is to 4 would be the new PSR of A, B, C and D. So I hope you understand all of the concepts. So today we had talk about the calculation of new profit and loss sharing ratio. In the next video, we are talking about the treatment of different goodwill, like valued goodwill, appeared goodwill and hidden goodwill. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Thank you.